Six Flags just announced their prices for the upcoming 2026 season, and I have to say, these prices are so low, these deals are hard to pass up. But what does this mean for other amusement park and theme park chains around the United States? I'm going to get into that, as well as talk about why Six Flags is coming out with this new game plan or this new strategic move to try and get people into the parks. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on whether I see this being a good plan or a massive failure. So I think it's important to recognize that Six Flags has been struggling for a while, and a $55 pass to Six Flags over Georgia, are you kidding me? I think this is a terrible idea, but I do see the upside of it. They really want to get people into their parks, and this is the best way to do it. And then I look at what they're trying to do here with giving free tickets away with these season passes and things like that. It makes sense. They're trying to get you to bring your friends and family into the park and spend money while you're in the park. It's crazy to think that you can get a season pass for pretty much the same price as a day ticket to one of their parks. It's almost a no-brainer for most people to just buy the season pass, because if you go to places like Six Flags Great Adventure and the parking's like $60, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you just buy a season pass? You're going to pay that anyways for parking. One of the big questions and things I'm most curious about is whether or not this is going to put a chokehold on some of these other amusement parks and theme parks. Now, obviously, Universal and Disney, they pretty much set the standard. Their price is what it is, and you're not going to get any freebies out of them. When you look at United Parks, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, those kind of parks, you're going to basically force them to lower their cost of their Platinum Pass and other passes that they offer. I don't think it'll be much, but I think they are going to lower their prices because they have to stay competitive. Six Flags is their biggest competitor, along with the new Hershey Entertainment, which I see them having to make their Diamond Pass a little cheaper as well. But parks like Hershey Park, they pretty much set the standard as well, even being their own entity. I really don't see Hershey Park doing any kind of discounted rate for their pass. It's pretty much stayed the same the last few years. And Hershey's pretty much banking on the fact that they have some world-class rides, whereas Six Flags Great Adventure has basically dismantled the entire park. So that's pretty much reason enough to go to Hershey Park over Great Adventure. And most people would probably agree. And Dorney Park, well, it is a great park, but let's face it, it's nowhere near what Hershey Park is. Now I'm going to talk about some of these parks that this could negatively affect. It's basically like this. If I build a house and it costs me around $250,000, but I build it right next to a house that's valued at over $500,000, well, it significantly increases the value of my house. But on the other hand, if I build a $250,000 house and stick it next to a house that's only valued at $100,000, well, it's going to lower the value of my house. This is the same basic theory when it comes to theme parks. They have to remain competitive in their market. One of the parks that I feel will take the biggest hit from these low prices of these season passes will probably be Fun Spot in Atlanta. Because with a season pass price of around $55, it's really hard for a place like a Fun Spot to compete with that. Even though they're relatively cheap, they have to go even cheaper just to kind of draw people in, because they don't have the attractions that a Six Flags Over Georgia has. The one thing that United Parks has is the fact that a lot of their parks, their two major parks at least, are located in the Orlando and Tampa area. And they're surrounded by the powerhouses of Universal and Disney. So this is always going to make their prices a little bit higher, especially if you buy a season pass from one of those two parks. So it's pretty evident what Six Flags is trying to do. They're trying to get people to bring friends into the park, hence the reason why they're giving out bring a friend tickets and different other perks and benefits. I have to say, I don't like the move where these passes are less than $100. However, where the market is really saturated, I can understand why they made them as cheap as they did at certain parks. And if you've been to a park lately, you know just how expensive it is inside of these parks. They're banking on the fact that you'll bring somebody in there, they will get tired of waiting in lines, and they'll purchase a fast lane or even single-use fast lanes to bypass some of the lines. And they're pretty much banking on everybody purchasing food. Now these meal plans, although some may think that they're pretty cheap and how do they get away with doing this? Well, a meal plan will cost roughly about $150. It is said that about 40% of these meal plans that they sell only get used one time or less. That's right, people actually purchase these meal plans and never even use them. Well, this has been my thoughts on these different matters when it comes to the all-new low-cost season pass prices with Six Flags, and I just want to hear what everybody else thinks. Do you think this is going to have a negative effect on other theme park and amusement park chains around the entire country? I want to know. Be sure to comment below, and as always, please give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching. Hope everybody has a great day.